morning and welcome to our next session. Robyn Bailey is a Christchurch-based physiotherapist with many years' experience in the area of cancer rehabilitation. During this time, Robyn has recognised common barriers in accessing rehabilitation services across New Zealand and has recently launched an online programme, Cancer Fit NZ, to provide education and exercise classes to empower people to take control of a component of their health, no matter where they are in their cancer journey. Robyn is passionate about providing people with the skills and support that they need to take that first step into exercise or to keep exercising. And research has shown that exercise reduces the side effects of cancer treatment. So if you know you should exercise but don't really want to, have no energy, or are not sure how to get back into it with your new you, then please enjoy Robyn's presentation as she shares 3 easy steps to get active, stay active, and be a healthier, more energetic you. If you do have any questions for Robyn, then please post these in the Q&A section.
All right. Hello.
Hello, sorry about that. My screen just wouldn't go. I'm just going to turn my screen off, so I'll hand you over to Robyn.
All right. Hello. Thank you so much for joining me today. I really appreciate that. I'd love to see if you can write in the chat box just a quick hi, say where you are, whether you've got any nice weather with you at the moment, just see if you can get that chat function working. I hope to kind of get a little bit of engagement back from you. Hello. That's it. Perfect. All right. So at the bottom, there's a little chat bubble, and it'd be great if anyone can type in there, say hi. So thanks so much for the lovely introduction. I was actually supposed to be presenting with my dear friend and colleague. Hi Terry, Tauranga, beautiful, Coromandel. Hi Liz, hi Sharon, brilliant. That's working, perfect. Yeah, I was supposed to be presenting with Julee, who's my dear friend and partner in our Cancer Fit NZ journey, and but unfortunately she is unable to attend due to personal reasons. But we just felt this is such an important topic to try and share that we've kind of worked through the presentation together, and I've taken it on to try and just share some information with you guys. So thanks again for joining, especially if it's a beautiful day. Kia ora, aroha, lovely, Glenys, hi, Blenheim, beautiful. Okay, so a bit of a spoiler alert, okay? You're here because you want to potentially find a bit more energy, feel a bit healthier, and the key to that is going to be exercise for a lot of you, all right? And the thing is, exercise is really hard. Like, it's hard for general people, let alone if you've gone through treatments and diagnosis and still recovering. So we felt that we want to share some 3 easy steps just to get started on that exercise journey. And hopefully that's going to be really useful for you. So I'm just going to share my screen with you all, and hopefully this will work. Okay, brilliant. So 3 easy steps is the plan. So we'll just see how we go from here. Ooh. All right, so Julie and I were hoping to be with you in person. We're so gutted we're not. I know that you will be as well, but it's great to be able to provide this information anyway in some format. So humour me. If you can stand up, please try and stand up for me, or raise your hand, just so we've got to do a little bit of interaction here. I want you to stay standing if you know exercise is good for you. Okay, so that's my first one. Is exercise good for you? Stay standing if you know that. All right, if you have sat down, just type me in the chat box at that point if you're not sure if exercise is good for you. Just keeping an eye on that chat box. Cool. All right. So nothing in that at the moment. So everyone should be still standing. Okay, so we all know exercise is good for us. Great, perfect. Okay, now, can you stay standing if you were advised by your medical team to exercise during treatment? Okay, stay standing. If you weren't advised to do that, please sit down and just write me in the chat box. Hopefully this is working. Okay. Okay. Yep, so listening down. Aroha. Hopefully I pronounced people's names right. Okay, so a couple of you have sat down. So it's pretty good if there's quite a few people that have been advised to exercise. Perfect. Okay. Those still standing, stay standing if you manage to exercise through your treatments, or if you're going through treatment now, stay standing. Okay. If you weren't able to exercise due to side effects of treatments, please sit down now and just type me into the box. I've got no idea if you're standing or not, of course, but I'm pleased that you're humouring me. Okay, so those that were advised to exercise did manage to. That's fantastic. Okay, and then of those still standing at this point, how many of you were given some sort of support on how to exercise during the treatment? So if you were supported by a health professional during that time, stay standing. And then if you've sat down, just type me. Okay. All right, fantastic. So I guess the best thing is that I don't need to educate you on the benefits of exercise. It seems like everyone knows it's good for us. That's really good. Dave, you sat down. Yep, we went given that support. Okay. So that's really good. I don't need to bang on about that. Perfect. All right. So just move the slide across. So I guess Julie and I, we're physios with over 20 years of experience in rehab with cancer and advocating for cancer rehab in our communities. And time again, we ended up being the ambulance at the bottom of the cliff. So we'd finally see people when they've had side effects or are struggling on with that for a long time. Research is showing more and more the benefits of exercise during treatments, and even in some places they're advocating to even start before treatment starts, and it can help reduce those side effects. So we know that there's a lot of evidence out there, and that's really, really important. But Julie and I just keep coming across the barriers people are facing to exercise. We know it's really, really hard for general people, let alone when you're also experiencing those side effects. And we just wondered how the approach to starting exercise even before treatment can just, wouldn't it be great if that became the norm? It would be amazing. But we do understand that people are often struggling with symptoms like fatigue, and that can be a real barrier to getting started. Excuse me. So we also started saying that there's if people have immunity issues, they're not going to potentially go to a class. If they have financial issues, if they live rurally, there's all these things. So that's kind of why we designed our online program, which we're really excited about. But we also realized that there's other barriers that could also impact on being able to exercise. We want to, I guess, support people to get the services that they need, reduce suffering, feel more energetic, feel healthier. And there's a nice saying about exercise, like your life depends on it, because it does, and it really does for all of us. So I just want to share, the next slide is around the benefits of exercise on treatment-related side effects. I'm not going to speak to this hugely because there's lots of different components here, but we know that exercise is good. Okay, we know this. When there is other factors that are involved in reducing the opportunity to exercise, then it's really, really hard to get started. And if I tell you, just go and exercise, then would that be enough? I'm not sure it would be. So I guess I'd love you to think about what you think might be the biggest barrier to exercise for people. If you are happy to share some ideas in the chat box, I'll just read them out. So what do you think is the biggest barrier to exercise? And this could be just for general population, but it could be your own experience or what you've seen of other people. Motivation, Sally, good job. Anything else? Not enough time? Yep. Time is precious, isn't it? Anything else? Things that we've heard can be, fatigue, time poor, definitely too hard. Yep. Priorities. Thanks, Becky. Thanks, Liz. Too tired. Yeah, that's huge. We hear that a lot. Thank you. The weather outside, motivation. Yeah, if it's raining, it's not very motivating to go out in the rain, especially if your immunity is compromised. Absolutely. Thanks so much for sharing. We all know exercise is good for us. We know that. What we have found, and this is through our years of just being physios in general, the biggest thing is motivation, and a couple of you did pop that down. If it was interesting because we were invited to come and talk originally around potentially breathing and maybe a little bit of exercise, and we were like, yeah, we can do that, but are you going to then go and continue that on necessarily? And we found people are signing up to our program potentially, and they have 30 days free, and they still are struggling to get started, even if it's a free program. And motivation is the thing we see time and time and time again. So this is what I'm going to go through today, and our 3 simple steps today are not physical steps, but giving you the skills and support around the mental barriers to motivation, and hopefully these strategies could be put in place and support you through that. Yeah, Dave. Okay, yeah, so fear of recurrence, definitely fear. So with the right kind of motivation, the fear, the fatigue, all these things, like we know exercise is the #1 thing that can support people in reducing fatigue symptoms. So with the right kind of motivation, we hope that it will be enough to just get started and start improving those fatigue symptoms. So this is where we're going to start. So I'd like you to use your imagination skills a wee bit. Now, I don't know if any of you have been to Greece. This is Santorini, and Greece is beautiful. So imagine you are in Greece right now, and you've got the beautiful white buildings on the side, the beautiful blue glistening waters, nice and warm, stunning Greece. Okay, hopefully you've all got that beautiful image in your mind. But imagine the donkeys in Greece. So the ones that have to carry all the luggage up the hills, the ones that are carrying all those tourists up and down. So there are 2 ways we can get that donkey moving, okay? If you imagine they could be this gentleman, fine gentleman, has got a stick. So the donkey might be moving up the hill, he's getting hit by the stick behind. Or you could dangle a nice carrot in front of that donkey and it will hopefully move. So both of these will get that donkey to move, but one is more pleasurable and positive, and the other is not so nice. So that, I guess, we want to share that kind of theory around maybe considering what are the positives for you to be able to exercise. Okay, so if you're motivated by a vision for yourself, excitement for something to come, purpose, meaning, then all these things can become your carrots. It might be a personal health goal, it might be to look or feel a certain way, it might be just to be able to play with your kids, have the energy to be able to do that, might be to work on a new business that you've always wanted to start but not really, you just think it's you've got the fear comes in. So if you can think about those carrots, then that's a really, really great way to help with that motivation. If you are feeling like you're forced to kind of do something, we all know exercise, we should be doing it. If your GP is telling you you need to exercise, if your oncology team or specialist or hematologist, or if they're telling you you really need to exercise, your family is telling you and nagging you, like that's more of the stick. Often if we're telling you to exercise, it's a stick. It's often it's kind of the negative. It's sort of, oh, I'm being made, I really should do it kind of thing, when actually we all know we should. So those carrots are really, really important. If you find something, if you procrastinate on something like, I don't know, tidying the house, or you've got jobs that you always need to do, but procrastinate around that, then having a list of things, of positives from doing that activity can definitely help. So this is where we're at. So step one is to define your carrots, okay? So simply just take a moment, think about positives running through your head when you consider exercise, okay? You could physically write these out. I'd hopefully give you some support on that right at the end. But it could be relating to when you actually exercise right now, how you're going to feel once you've exercised this time. So you might feel looser, you might feel more energy, you might feel really proud of yourself for doing something, and then think about the future vision as well. And I really appreciate that sometimes it's quite confronting when you don't really know what the future's going to hold, okay? So still hold on to that dream. Think of what ideally what things could look like and hold on to it. So step two, this is to find your emotional reason why. Okay, and I'm going to go through this a little bit. Dean Graziosi, I don't know if many of you heard about him, was good friends with that. Tony Robbins, got lots of energy, American entrepreneur. He shared a process that he'd learned through his business and success formula that Julie and I have also gone through. And we found that it really, really helps to find this emotional reason why for motivation. And it's called the 7 levels deep. Yeah, can I move the grey box? Is that just the chat box that's on the screen? Is that better, Becky? Cool. So 7 levels deep. So for this process, you're going to think about your cool. Cheers, Becky. Sorry, I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so you're going to think about your main goal that you want. So for this presentation, for example, we're going to think about having more energy and being a healthier you, okay? And what you would do is go through 7 levels of asking yourself why this is important to you. All right, so the top one, to feel healthier and feel more energetic. You could have other goals put in here. It could be around business, it could be around anything that you want. Now, I'm just going to go through a total example piece, but you would do this individually yourself. And what you find is that you're just trying to find the reasons behind everything for you personally. So, for example, this could be the first one. Why is this important to you? Could be just to be able to do more things in life. Okay. Next one. Why is that important to you? So it could be to be able to work and to play with the kids. Okay. Why is that important to you? Okay. So it might be to provide for my family. All right. Now, when you get to that 5th, 6th, 7th kind of level, what often happens is that you start getting out of your head and thinking kind of the logical things and more into your heart and your gut and finding that emotions. So if you do go and do this, I'd really, really encourage you to do it. Just be really kind to yourself, because it can dredge up some kind of really quite emotional stuff. So yeah, make sure you've got time to sort of set aside to really do this. So to provide for my family. So why is that important to you? So perhaps to feel a sense of self-worth and feel you're contributing to something. Level 6, why is that important to you? And you keep asking yourself, why is that important to you, to find the end thing. So could be, if something happens to me, my family's going to be okay. And then why is that important to you? To have purpose. This is a complete example, but hopefully it kind of gives you a bit of an idea around that. So that's step 2, doing 7 levels deep. Step 3 is around visualization. So with this, we just want you to think through your goals. If you used to ride your bike and you'd love to get back doing that, find a photo, an old photo of you riding your bike and put it up on the fridge. If you want to start running again, put that up. If it's something you've always wanted to hike or tramp somewhere, like have a map of the route or something, just have it somewhere that you can see every day. And this is going to help prompt your mind of where you want to go. Okay. So I share a little bit of what drives me. So I've got 2 young boys, Brody's 3, Ethan's 5, and they are my motivation. I want to be fit and healthy and energetic to be around with them. And I used to walk every morning, but I didn't really get my heart rate up. And so I thought, well, running's probably great, but I had a lot of fears around running due to an old back injury, and I had to overcome a lot. And this year I actually did, I trained for about 3 months, maybe longer, to do a 5K run. So for those of you who are runners, it might seem a bit ridiculous, but this was a big barrier for me. And this is just me crossing the line with my boys. I was stoked. Gorgeous. Yes, Sophie. So that drives me every single day. I want them to have good, happy memories. I want to have those happy memories, and I want to be present and with them as much as I can. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to do that. Thanks. This is Julee. She's my gorgeous work mate and friend, and she wanted to share that her motivation as well is just to be healthy and see her family and her girls grow and to thrive as well. So just want to share that one. So a little bonus session for you guys. Now in our Cancer for NZ online program, we do 3 exercise classes per week. We've got 2 kind of for low, moderate and higher intensity, just using body resistance. And we also do our restore, which is more of a stretch and relaxation session. So we are so motivated to try and help people get moving and exercise. And today we wanted to just share a short kind of snippet of our restore class, a bit of a surprise, but we want you to really start putting some of these things into practice. So the 7 levels deep, you'll probably go away and do that a bit later on. And yeah, we just want to share a bit of a stretch session. So it's all upper body, okay? And we thought that might be just divine for you if you've been sitting at the computer for a while, if you've been working from home for the last few weeks, and hopefully you'll really enjoy it. So, but there is a challenge here. So I want you to try and think of at least 1 carrot right now. 1 carrot of yours. So if it is that you want to start feeling more energy, if you want to start feeling healthier, those kind of things, I want you to try and think of that right now and have that vision in your head. So every time we kind of do a movement or an exercise, try and keep hold of that vision. So it's a bit of a practice of the theory whilst going into it. They're really gentle exercises. I really hope that you will participate and have a go. And I will be back just afterwards. It's about 10 or 15 minutes. And I will be here, and I want to continue, and I want to show you how you can get hold of a worksheet that's going to support you for today. So we'll get started. Are you all keen to have a go? Just write in the chat box. You're going to see Julee on screen too, because we did this before. Yes, beautiful. Perfect, Liz. All right, so I will close this chat down a wee bit so you can see the screen. And hopefully, I don't know, this might come out a bit loud, but we shall see. Here we go. This is restore.
Kia ora, welcome.
Welcome to our Restore class. Today we're going to do an upper body focus stretch. So that will be music to some of your ears.
Yes.
Again, we're going to start with breathing and just bringing you into a good breathing pattern, and then taking you through 10 different stretches for a minute and a half each, so you have lots of time to really focus on your breathing connection and really feel that nice deep stretch is what we're aiming for. And then at the end, 5 minutes of delicious relaxation.
Love it.
Yes, Robyn's favourite, of course. So we will get started with Robyn coming into the seated position, getting herself in a good supported position. Hopefully you do the same at home. And what I'm going to ask Robyn to do today is a little bit of arm movement and trying to get her breathing synchronizing with that. So first thing she's going to do is take her arm and stretch it up as high as she can. Again, if it's a little bit further forward for any of you at home, that's fine. Reaching up, okay, and then bringing it back down. Okay. Now, you're going to do the same on the other side. This time, you're going to breathe in as you reach up to get that nice elevation and feel that air coming into the base of your lungs, and then release out as you come down. So this time, back where we started, breathe in and breathe out. Good. Now, one more on this side. Breathe in and breathe out. And now I just want you to do some little shoulder rolls. So bring your attention to your shoulder blades and feel that release, breathing in and breathing out. And then we're just going to go back to those arm lifts. Breathe in. And if you want to, you can even do a little side stretch. Yes, open up those ribs, come back and release down. Again, breathing in. You might actually breathe out a little bit as you go into that side stretch so you feel it go deeper, and then come back down. We'll do one more each side. Breathe in, breathe out, and then release back down. Again, breathe in, side stretch. Nice. And come back down, and then taking yourself into some shoulder rolls. And you could also mix it up a little bit and just do single shoulder rolls. It's quite nice sometimes to feel what one shoulder's doing by itself and just comparing what you're feeling. Good. And then just as you sit there, allow yourself just to reset your shoulder blades. Feel that nice opening in the chest. Take a nice deep breath in and soften into it. So we really start with the first stretches. First one is to think about your fingers. So first of all, I'm going to get you to connect your thumb to your index finger, then move along the fingers themselves, and repeat that again, just with a little squeeze of the thumb to the finger. Another time. And then this little variation, hopefully you can see, you're going to take the thumb to the finger and slide it down. So to the tip and then slide to the base. Tip, slide to the base, all the way to your little finger. Good. And now the coordination is, I was just doing it on one side, is to do it on both sides. Let's see how you go. Touch the tip, slide down to the base. And you really feel those joints working quite a lot. And it's not often, unless we've had perhaps an issue with fingers, that we do these kind of exercises. So they're really valuable. Just keep going, touch that tip, slide down, little finger, slide down. So you really feel that you've got all that mobility. So just finish with the touch to fingers, and then as you saw Robyn do also, just sometimes a little bit of a fist position and squeeze and open. It's really nice, doesn't it? So fingers are warmed up. Good. Next one we're going to do focuses on the wrists and forearms. So you're going to place the hands together, gently drop that base of your wrist towards the floor. See if you can lift up gently with the elbows. I'm not putting a lot of pressure, but just gentle support there, and feeling that nice opening that happens right along this side of the forearm. Okay, again, don't have your shoulders up, keep them down.
I've got quite flexible wrists, so if you're not going all the way down to here, don't worry. Like if you feel a stretch up here, that's still good. Yeah.
I'm
You're
more of that
comfortable. Yeah. You're
persuasion.
super tipsy everywhere.
Good. And then what we'll do is come out of that stretch, and then it's kind of like your fingers dive down and you're pushing the back of your wrist together. Now, I'm not very flexible in this area. A few injuries have gone through my wrists over the years.
Just try and make sure your shoulders are down away from your ears if you're kind of hunched, concentrating, and remember your breath. So breathe in and out.
So I'm concentrating on trying to soften my elbows down as well. But don't feel like you're getting cramp or that you've really got perhaps an area that feels a bit sticky in your wrist. Just be gentle. Good. And then just gently come out of that and just give your wrists a little shake. Good.
Nice.
Now, moving up the arm a little bit, we're going to come into the deltoid muscle, and this is where you come across. You can kind of take it, the support of the arm, and put it across like so. Sometimes you can just use your hand, whichever feels right for you. Okay. And again, you're opening up through the back part of the shoulder and the what we call the posterior deltoid, the muscles at the back. So again, breathe in, breathe out, and see if you can go a little deeper. Good. Let's change sides. So again, either your hand or the other elbow to support and go into that stretch. Take a deep breath in, breathe out. That's nice. Let's go back to the other side again. Come across, support it, and feel that nice opening. Breathe in and breathe out. Nice. Let's go back again. Again, use your breathing. Soften and lengthen through that area. Good. Release. And then just do some gentle shoulder rolls, perhaps one at a time or doubles, whichever you feel good about. Lovely. Now we're going to focus on the muscle, the triceps muscle at the back of the arm. You're going to bring your elbow so it points up to the ceiling, and then take your hand behind. It looks like this from behind. It's good to use the other arm and to get that extra little stretch, and it really opens up this whole area. So you will feel it down also over your ribs. Again, use your deep breath and breathe out. See if you can go a little bit deeper. See if your hand will go back towards your spine and lower on your spine. Number 4. Feel that getting deeper. Can you? Yeah. Once again, be careful, don't let your head come forward, keep it back. But release out of that gently. And let's try the other side. It might feel quite different. Elbow to the ceiling, and then just support that and gently get that deeper stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. So I'm trying to wriggle my fingers further down my back. Alright, just gently come out of that position. Now the next stretch is going to use what we've just done as a little checkpoint and just a wee challenge for you. So this time you're going to take the arm up behind, and then this one is going to try and connect. That's why I talked about my fingers walking down my spine. So I naturally reach this way because I feel I've got a little bit more flexibility. So see how you go. Try one side. We're going to do both so you can just check that. So I'm trying to keep my elbows back, but I don't want to ping my ribs forward. Try and keep your core connected. So I've got a touch on my fingers there. How are you going, Robyn?
Yeah.
Good.
Clasped them a little bit.
Right, I'm going to sort of release myself from there. And now this one I know may not be quite as good. So I'm going to come up and then try and join from the other side. Now watch this. I'm a wee ways apart, aren't I?
Me too, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know why.
Yeah. So I think I can explain that from my point of view. Old shoulder injury. Yeah. It's sometimes quite fun just to see how does that feel.
Yeah.
Yeah, and as you see Robyn doing there, she's just kind of edging her hand
Oh,
fingers up a little bit. Got a little touch. Again, if you
Only
don't
for
do
a
this,
fleeting moment that it's gone.
you really don't know, but keep that
No.
elbow open, keep your core connected and feel how that opens up your shoulders. Gently ease out of that because that can be a wee bit intense, I would say. So again, just gently soften those shoulders. Good. Now we'll do a nice full movement so we can release from all of that. So you're going to take your arms all the way up, right up high, and then come back into the extension movement with a thumb rotation out. So see my thumbs are going behind me. Good. And again, back to here, breathe in. And then come all the way back where you came up, rotate thumbs out. Good. And again, breathe in. And breathe out. I can keep doing this one for a long time. So good. Breathe in. Breathe out. Keep going nice and gentle. Try and reach to the ceiling. And then release down. And feel that nice opening stretch. Stay there a wee bit longer this time. Breathe in. And breathe out and see if you can just go a little deeper into that opening. Good. One more time. Breathe in. And release down, and again stay a little bit longer in this. So you've got the little pull back and then rotate. See if you can get your thumb back that little bit further gently. Don't force it, don't make yourself tighten your neck, and then gently release off. Yeah, good. This time reach across to your shoulder. So this is your little anchor point, and then nice and simple, you're just going to let your neck gently sink away and open. And find that stretch point. I don't feel when I go this point I've got much stretch, but if I just turn slightly, my chin's coming towards my collarbone, I feel a deeper stretch. So find that deeper stretch. Breathe in and breathe out. Feels so nice when you get a long slow hold like this. It just goes that wee bit deeper. Again, use your breath and release out. Lovely. Let's go to the other side. Change hands and soften into your stretch position. Again, find your stretch point. Might be different on this side. And breathe in and breathe out. It might change slightly as you hold that stretch. Lovely. Again, come up, take your hand down, throw in some shoulder rolls if you'd like. Lovely. Now combination stretch, you're going to cup your hands like so, place them over your ears and gently pull your elbows back. So we've done a little bit of chest stretching. This is just another way to do that. Okay, so hold that position, feel that nice opening stretch, take a deep breath in and then breathe out. And soften and open. Just see if you can go a little bit deeper. Okay. Then what you're going to do is bring those elbows forward. Just ease off from that stretch. And then breathe in to breathe out and go open again. Yes. Pause there. Breathe in and breathe out. Lovely. And again, we come in. Elbows close together. They don't have to touch necessarily, not necessarily. And then breathe in and breathe out again as you come into that. Good. Time for one more. Coming in. Pressure there. Stretch to open on the out breath. Breathe in and breathe out. slightly deeper and then gently bring the arms down. Oh, start to feel that in a good way. We're going to add a little bit of rotation of the upper body. So bring your hands across to your shoulders, elbows on top of each other, and you're just taking yourself into rotation. So nice and supported. You can come back to the center, breathe in, and go the other way. If you're doing it in standing, make sure your hips aren't following where you're turning to. Keep them straight. You may find perhaps your hands like this is easier. So you come back to the center. Again, find which position works for you and breathe out, rotate, come back, breathe in, and breathe out. Stay there, breathe in and breathe out. I'm going to go and try a little bit deeper. Nice. Good. Come back to the center. Breathe in and go to your rotation. Stay there. Breathe in and breathe out and try and go a little bit deeper. Oh yes, there's one rib there that needs to move. It's good. Good. And last time, make it a little bit just to there. Come back to the center. Breathe in and once more. Just to ease out of that a little bit. Love it. Now, we're going to do another rotation, a stretch for the thoracic spine whose main role is rotation, but we're going to make it move so we open up the ribs a little bit. We're going to come back to where we were before with the butterfly stretch. And this time you're going to sort of dip to the side and push this elbow up to the ceiling. Okay, and then come back up, breathe in and breathe out. Again, lengthen this elbow up to the ceiling. So you're really opening up quite a long ways into that side trunk as well. Breathe in and breathe out. Gently does it. Keep your core switched on for your control and your anchor. Good. Come up. Breathe in and side stretch. Now we're going to stay here. Breathe in again. And as you breathe out, see if you can go a little bit deeper. Feel that little extra stretch. Yes. Come back up. Breathe in and breathe out. Again, stay here. Breathe in and see if you can go a little bit deeper. Yes. Feel that? Nice. Good. Come back up. Okay, arms down. And just some gentle shoulder rolls just to reset those upper body muscles. So we're really focused on this, very much the upper limb area.
So welcome back into the room. I am pretty good. Hope you guys do too. So as I said before, we really want to try and support you as much as we can. And we have got a PDF tool where you can write out your carrots, as many as you want. You can add some extra in and also do those 7 levels. So what we can do is get this form. I might see if we can talk to the guys, the organisers, and see whether we can just send this out to you. Otherwise, you can flick us an email. I've got my email on the next slide and we'll send it through. There's no problem at all. So just to, I guess, finish off a little bit, I don't know how many saw David's little talk yesterday around Cancer Users Guide. But number 3, it is important to keep yourself motivated. He used some great examples, but motivation is huge. So hopefully these 3 easy steps you can put to anything in your life. It doesn't need to be exercise, but it's a really, really great way to consider how you want to do it. So that is pretty much it from me. I think I've done not too bad on time, so we've got a little bit of time for questions. I guess when we're looking at from what we're providing, like although you might be able to work on that motivation. If you're still concerned about what's safe for you, fatigue management, pelvic floor, how to engage that, how to exercise. Like, we do have other trainings in our program, and we always offer a 30-day free trial anyway. So you're more than welcome, if you feel it might suit you, if you do have those barriers, to be able to access exercise options. But there are some fantastic other rehab programs all the way around the country. So hopefully you will get that support you need. So I'm just going to finish up here. I hope that you are feeling a bit looser and a bit more motivated, or at least have the steps where you can feel that motivation. I'm just going to stop my share screen because I can't see you guys anymore. Fantastic. Okay, so cool. Thanks, Liz. I'm glad you enjoyed that. Tell me a little bit more about resistance training. Yeah, so it definitely is beneficial. They say to have a good balance between resistance exercise and aerobic exercise. Those resistance bands are really good. I think it's just making sure that you're, if you've got any restrictions or pain or anything, that you're getting that good advice around that. But yeah, definitely resistance is supposed to be a really good balance. Now, there is a question and answer box, or you can just type in the chat box if you have any other questions. Thanks again so much for everyone for joining. Hi.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
That was awesome. I love the stretch session. I particularly like the ones with sliding your thumb down your fingers. My poor old knuckles that spend a lot of time on the computer or on the steering wheel as I'm driving around the South Island have particularly benefited. So I would like to again say many, many thanks, Robyn, for coming and joining us.
You're so welcome.
Blood Cancer Patient Forum, and thank you for taking your time out on a sunny Saturday. You've now got the afternoon off and can go and enjoy a COVID level 3 appropriate bubble.
Of course.
All right, well, thank you very much for your time, and thank you everyone for tuning in. Bye.